Bush Bud Bowl campaign in 2007, 2008, and 2010, successfully executing one of the most successful campaigns with a company record-breaking, 23 million media impressors in earned media alone. The team, TIMG, has completed successful contracts with the Army National Guard, Defense Intelligence Agency, which we'll hear a little bit about that when he talks about his 8A, United States Coast Guard, U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, Custom Borders Patrol, and many more. He was a National Recruitment Marketing Services Agency partner for U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. And in 2019, the team, TIMG, became a prime contractor in the SOCOM's Warrior Games in Tampa, Florida. He is a graduate that began working for government business organizations and assisting small businesses. He was recruited by Pepsi-Cola, where he worked 11 years as sales direct manager and marketing for Pepsi-Cola bottling in New York City. Because of his successes in New York, he was then recruited by Pepsi USA to head up their national effort in a multicultural marketing. His outstanding efforts at national level, he was recruited again for Pepsi-Cola International in the Latin American division. Hernan, while at Pepsi, was recruited as the Vice President of Merchandising and Promotions for Telemundo Network, and his second year in his department generated $11.3 million in net revenues, making the department the most profitable for the network. Also VP of Marketing and Sponsorships with Mexico CIE USA and Entertainment. His portfolio includes development and execution of numerous successful tours. The first was the inaugural Latin Grammy successful sponsorship efforts while at CFA, and launched a property at Staples Center in Los Angeles. Currently, Hernan, make sure that you wave so everyone knows who you are. Hernan, very, very impressive. Operates his business catering to U.S. government customers nationally, and also serves in the private sector as a case by case. So these are going to be our speakers. Like I mentioned, Aileen Fernandez, I'm with the South Florida District Office. I'm going to be handing it over now to Luis, which will do a couple of intros. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aileen. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your cooperation in this endeavor. I believe the connection between SBA and community-based organizations will take us all into a new arena. And that arena is obtaining as much information as possible to help your business grow. Today is how SBA can help your business grow will be coordinated by Ed Ramos, who's also a SBA affiliate up in representing North Florida. So we thank you for your services to both Aileen in the South and Ed Ramos in the North. And it's our hope that today's presentation will help the audience business grow with information. As we all know, information is power. As we prepare for the Puerto Rican Summit, which will be held on May 15th to the 17th in Orlando, Florida, we're going to be holding a series of SBA presentations. And once again, you're invited to attend. Everyone is welcome. It's about us, regardless of where you're from. We care about the small business community of America because we are the backbone of America, and we have to demonstrate that. And one of the ways to get into the door is to be able to qualify for SBA certification. That's part of the kind of conversation what SBA has to offer to the small business community, the real backbone of America. Now I take this opportunity to introduce Ed Ramos, who will be making the presentation, how SBA can help your business grow. Now, at the message also as part of that is that it is up to you as a small business to make it happen, to have all your ducks in place and to make sure that you can provide them and not give them an excuse to disqualify you. That's the name of the game. So thank you for your time, and we appreciate the support and look forward to talking to you in the future. And we will be having more SBA presentation. Ed Ramos, thank you for your time. It's yours.
Thank you, Luis, and Aileen, for that generous introduction. I'm trying to find my screen and share it so that everybody will see it. I'm going to put it in the full display mode. And there we go. So good afternoon, folks. Thank you for attending this event. I represent the North Florida District SBA, and the agency has been around since 1953. We were created as an independent agency to aid small businesses, concerns, individuals that wanted to start a business, they wanted to grow a business, expand, take their business internationally, or another mission that we have is to recover after a disaster. The administrations since 1953 believe that the economy is driven by small businesses, and you are the backbone, like Luis mentioned, of our economy. So we are here to support you and help you grow. SBA has district offices in all states and territories and possessions, including Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Island. And in Florida, we have two district offices, Miami and Jacksonville. I represent the Jacksonville district office, and Arlene represents the Miami district offices. And we have three smaller alternate work sites with one or two persons. I'm located in Orlando, but we have a presence in Tampa and in the area of Fort Pierce. So we are typically involved with many programs within the SBA as Congress mandates and gives us funding to be able to help the American entrepreneurs. And one of the functional areas that it should be super important to you as a small business participant is the area of business development. So we have an office within SBA headquarters, the Office of Entrepreneur Development, that manages all the programs that you can see on the screen. These programs are paid for by Congress with your dollars. So in a sense, they're prepaid services that you can get access to. They provide tailored training, mentoring, and counseling to support you during every phase of your business growth. And we consider them resource partners. So the partners are the Small Business Development Center. In Florida, we have the Florida SBDC Network. We have 40 centers throughout the state, and they're community located. Their services are free, and you can get anything from one-on-one counseling to business guidance, training, specialized services, and it's for us, it's one of the backbone programs for business development. We also have a group called SCORE. They're retired volunteers, former business owners, and active executives. And their main purpose in life is to give back to the community that they receive assistance when they were growing up as a business person. So now they have the pleasure of working for free. They must be crazy. I don't work for free. But anyway, so they do that. But they have a lot of knowledge, and I've learned over my time with the SBA that many situations that impact small businesses are repetitive in nature. It's a cycle in the economy, and many of them have seen it before, and they can suggest ways in which you can deal with those situations. We also have in the state of Florida 4 women business centers. We have one in Jacksonville, 2 in the southeast Florida area, and 1 in Tampa. They provide services to women, although none of the programs that we have discriminate based on sex, gender, race, whether you vote for one or the other. We can't do that because the law says that we have to treat everybody the same. We have a program available for veterans called the Veterans Business Outreach Center that we only have one location. It's in the Panama City area in the Panhandle, but they provide services that cascade throughout the Florida SBDC. They do have a working arrangement. So you have 40 centers, and they do a lot of training online, and we do specialized training on something that we call Boots to Business Reboot, which can be accessed through the district offices. And at the end of the presentation, you'll see our emails, mine and Arlene. So if you have a need and you happen to be a veteran, you want to partake of that training, just feel free to send us an email and get in touch, and we'll get you in touch with the vet reps in our district offices. And we have a 24/7 learning center. We used to call that the SBA University, as at SBA.gov, as part of the core services that we have within our main website. The second functional area that we have available, and it's the area where I know that Aline gets a lot of questions as well, is the area dealing with access to capital. Every business that I have met in my time in the SBA is always looking for money because they have a project, they want to grow, they want to buy new products, they want to expand and create a new market in another country. So we have capital that is available. We have lenders to participate with the SBA, but in this particular program, the Congress has indicated that the SBA has to use loan guarantees. We're not allowed to do direct lending. We only do that in the disaster program. The program is made available to small businesses who cannot otherwise obtain financing on their own terms. But that doesn't exclude you from asking a lender. Perhaps they can work with you if you happen to have all the right ingredients to be able to take a conventional loan. The money can be used for startups or small business expansions. As I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of businesses, especially in the southeastern portion of Florida, that have transactions where they export products from the U.S. to other countries in Latin America. And that we have a specific product that can be used to satisfy those needs. The terms that we offer are reasonable but we still, we're the federal government, so we have to have some conditions to the loans. The products that we have, the 7A loan program, can be used for anything under the sun as long as a bona fide legal purpose. The 504 loan program has no restrictions, but it's a program that was created to allow you small business entities to access funding so that you can expand your capital facilities. So if you're looking to expand your manufacturing, you need to acquire a building, you need to improve, you need to house your location, take advantage of some of the real estate conditions that exist in the state, the 504 program could be the program that works for you. We have a program under $50,000 that is called the microloan program that is available through participating intermediaries in the state of Florida that you can access that as well. And then we have, for those of you who happen to be in the construction industry, we have a surety bond program that is available where we just increased the minimum bonding, went from $6 million to $10 million. For those of you that have gone the route of looking for funding in the past, you used to knock on doors, take your package, take it to a lender, wait 2-3 weeks and find out that the lender wasn't interested. And we have implemented a new system called Lender Match that facilitates and streamlines the way that you can find lender. All you do is go online. It's similar to eHarmony if you're looking for a date. And in reality, you're looking for a lender today. So you have to go in, create an account, describe your needs. Once you hit the submit button, the lenders will reply back within 2 days. The responses that you will get are from lenders that have an appetite for the type of transaction that you bring into the table. And then from then on, you start the dating, the speed dating, talking about whether you can make that a reality. The lenders will take you by the hand, will take you to their portal, and will tell you how to apply, and they will specify the loan documentation that you need to provide to be able to justify the loan. And it's a very quick. We have many success stories from companies that have used this in the past. Another functional area, which is the one that is less utilized by businesses that are owned by Hispanic companies in Florida, is the area dealing with federal government contracting. So we have an office within the SBA, the Office of Government Contracting, that works with federal agencies, and the Federal Acquisition Regulation requires that the 23% of all the prime government contracting dollars be reserved for small businesses. So we have 4 main certification programs within the SBA, and by getting your company certified, you get preferential treatment that allows you to sit at the table and be considered by the federal agency. You still need to fine-tune your pencil so that you can give us the best pricing available so that we can make the purchase. The government likes something that I call LPTA, lowest price technically acceptable. We're not cheapskates. We're trying to make the best use of public funding. So the programs that we have are called the 8A Business Development Program, and you'll hear from Hernan Gonzalez, who's a graduate of the 8A program, and he was able to use that to build his company up for further successes after participating for 9 years. We have a program called the Historically Underutilized Business Zones, and we have many zones within the state of Florida. Those are areas that have high unemployment, low economic activity, and we have a map available at sba.gov that you can use to see the locations. We have a program for women-owned small businesses that is a way in which the SBA helps women break the glass ceiling that exists that doesn't allow them to compete at the same level that male-owned companies do. And then we have a program for those of you who served in the military that are service-connected that is called the Service Disabled Veteran Program that offers preferential treatment. And all of those programs, you can find more at our portal for certification, which is going to become the unified certification portal this summer. It's called certified.sba.gov. Certification is free. All it takes is a little bit of work and documentation to be able to justify participation. Then we have the program that was very active during the pandemic, and every time that we get hit with storms, tornadoes, floods, and any other disasters, fires, earthquakes, you name it, the SBA works with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and we activate the Disaster Recovery Office. So each year we provide billions of dollars in low interest, long-term disaster loans for small businesses, private nonprofit organizations, and homeowners and renters, etc., to help them recover and stay in business, because we want to make sure that you stay viable as an entity, because as I mentioned, small businesses are the engine that drive the economy. You put people to work, and we want to make sure that you remain healthy financially. When you are impacted by a disaster, your business may shut down temporarily, but you still have to do payroll, you have to pay your insurance, you have to pay the counties and all the licenses, etc. So these monies that you get from the disaster office can be used to pay for real estate, if you have to rebuild, not to buy or not to expand or not to build another floor, but to rebuild to the condition that existed before the disaster hit you. The monies can be used for personal property, rental properties, and we have a loan program that was used very actively during the pandemic that was called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, that everybody took advantage of because we were giving money for 30 years at a very low convenient rate. So I work for the Office of Field Operations, and we have 68 district offices across the country, territory, and possessions. We have, as I mentioned, 2 offices in Florida, North Florida in Jacksonville, and South Florida in Miami. And the offices are staffed. We don't have a whole lot of people, but we're staffed by experts that their main mission in life is to help you be the best that you can be as a small business. So we can help you find the best lender for your business. We can find you, understand the certification process, procurement process, and how to market your company and best position your company to get a contract. And we can help you connect with counseling and training resources because we have a network of partners that we partially fund every year. We also work with local economic, city, municipal, state economic development partners and offices because we just sit at the table and we have extensive resources that we can bring to help individuals in the local area. We're very actively involved with training events across all SBA programs. We do a lot of programming for women, a lot of programming for federal contracts for veterans. We're about to celebrate National Small Business Week, where we highlight those individuals that have been selected for specific awards. And we can help you connect with other SBA resources, former businesses, 8A graduates who may be looking to expand and become your mentor so that you can pursue larger and better opportunities. So we are a go-to, and our purpose in life, everybody can relate to the American dream. For the American dream could be different for different individuals. Some people think that their goal in life is to make money. Other people think that their goal in life is to get a nice home. Other people think that their goal in life is to put people to work and help people in the community, or be your own boss. But whatever floats your boat, the SBA can help you power your dream and make it a reality. So we are in Florida. We have 2 districts, and this map illustrates the division that we have. The services are the same. It's just that in order to help us manage the territory, we have to divide the land, divide and conquer. So North Florida handles 43 counties, and South Florida handles the rest. But the programs are exactly the same unless you go into federal contracting, which we have different provisions. So our contacts, our information is in the bottom. And now I would like to introduce or turn it back to Aline, because she's going to be talking about a special program that we have that could be very useful to grow your business. Aline, all yours.
Thank you so much. Hold on, I'm gonna do the same. Not letting me, hold on, let me unshare, reshare. This bar is not letting me go to where I need to go. Bear with me just one little second. New share. All right, let me do it this way instead. Well, it's not, I don't, unless I change my screen. Let me try one more time, guys. I apologize. But this here is in Zoom is blocking me from doing what I need to do, which is to see it from the beginning. So I'm just going to share screen 1 and I'll just slide it over. That's what I'll do. All right. Okay. So as Ed, thank you so much for all that information. And I think something super important that he mentioned is that, you know, we are here to be, you know, your taxpayer dollars, you know, pay for this. And, you know, we are here to help and assist you in any way that, you know, that we can. So, you know, do use the resources. Can you guys see my screen now? Louis, can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
So actually, this is another, thank you guys. This is another amazing program. It's called SBA Thrive. It used to be known as the Emerging Leaders Program. It's been around for SBA for quite some time. And this is another program that is actually at no cost to small businesses. And so I just wanted to, bring this information to you all and invite you that if you meet the eligibility that will be on the next slide, invite you to apply and to participate. Thrive is what I consider the MBA of SBA. It is a very comprehensive program. It is a 6-month commitment. We are in the recruitment process. The application is open through April 28th. We will be interviewing in May and then starting our program in June. It runs from June to December. There is, it's a hybrid program. So there are 8 in-person meetings that you would attend, but there's also an online platform and Zoom calls that have with subject matter experts, depending on the topic that is being presented during that week or during that time. The basic requirements to applying for Emerging Leaders or Thrive is that the business has to have had at least $250,000 in revenue, be in business for at least 3 years, and have one other employee other than yourself. Like I mentioned, we are in the recruitment phase, and then we're going to be selecting some of the applicants, and then, we'll onboard them. We will start, we'll onboard in June. We have like an orientation that is virtual, but then our in-person meetings start July through December, and then it's graduate, and then you graduate. And so we are going to be having more extensive conversations on what is Thrive, if it's right for your business, and the opportunity for you to ask any specific questions on Thrive. We have we have some webinars that I'm going to be sharing this flyer and this presentation with Mr. De Rosa, so that he can also share with you when they do the follow-up email. And so I invite you guys to come to participate in our webinars on a Friday or on a Wednesday. It's going to be 30 to 45 minutes. It'll be quick. But the idea is that if you have specific questions about Thrive, that you have that opportunity to ask that question. Now, we will be conducting Thrive in throughout Florida, and actually Thrive is a program that happens nationally. So the fact that you would have this certificate is also a great opportunity for marketing for yourself and as your business, that you actually completed the SBA Thrive program. We're going to be having one location in Jacksonville, and then we're going to be having 3 locations in South Florida. That'll be Miami-Dade, Broward, and in Tampa. So I do invite you to come to attend. Like I mentioned, it's a comprehensive program. They go from leadership skills. They talk about, HR, driving sales, legal, it's really comprehensive. And it's an excellent free, if I didn't mention, free program for you all to participate in. All you really have to do is apply and then kind of go from there. So that was it. It was a quick, as I promised. I think it was even less than 10 minutes. I am going to be now passing it over to Hernan. He's going to be sharing his experience with you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. Are you going to talk, Luis, or you want me to talk?
No, I'm saying thank you, Chairman.
I'm just looking in your face there, and I thought you were about to say something.
No, I wasn't. I'm just thinking.
Well, before SBA, my experience with SBA has been very positive. But before SBA, I got to mention the chamber. I had the opportunity to be involved with the chamber early on, as when I relocated to Miami, and I met with Luis. And at one point, I was looking to grow in my career. I left working for the private sector, and my business was not doing that well, because it was all about sales, getting new customers. And getting new customers wasn't an easy thing. And the customers that I was able to get, they didn't last so long because the contracts were short. And so one of the things that I learned was that the largest buyer of goods and services in the world is the US government. And talking to Luis, he explained to me more about the opportunities and how SBA worked and his relationship with SBA at the time, and how I should go and reach out to them. And we basically started back then. We're talking about early 2000, around there. And at that time, there was limited. There was no online applications. Everything was handwritten, and you had to mail it in. And so I went through the whole process. I met with the SBA folks in Miami, and they were able to facilitate the application and the paperwork, and that was it. And good luck. I mean, they were very helpful, but that's all they could do. And so the next thing was to fill out the application. I filled out the application, went through the process, submitted it, and I was turned down 3 times. So what I'm trying to say is that the most important thing is networking and follow up, patience, and have continuity, because just because someone says no the first time around doesn't mean it's the end. So every time I got rejected, I had a rejection letter. So what I did was I used the rejection letter to reply for the second time and the third time and so forth, until I guess I complied with all the questions and comments they had, that they approved my application, and I got the 8A. And some people that were close to me at the time felt that, hey, that's it, we made it. That was just a permit to go ahead and get on the major highway. And one of the most complicated and difficult things was to reach out and get to the right sources that buy your goods and services, and that was to begin marketing and selling to other people. And we, sorry about that. And I met with the different agencies. I went to conferences. I went to different type of workshops, and I educated myself on how to do business with the government. And all I had to do was market my company, begin putting paperwork together, marketing materials, and slowly generating past performance. Because the most important thing is, what have you done? Who are you? How many years in business? Do you file taxes? All this stuff, I had to put everything together and kind of demonstrate to the customers that I could perform and I could deliver. And once I had the first one, the second one, the third one, I kept on growing, and it's still a complicated task. I went through 9 years of the SBA 8A program. I think it was, we had a good, successful run. We were able to certify with other agencies such as GSA. So we've been able to get into the GSA business and get contracts with them. And the other thing has been to continue doing 8A work. So what I did was, I seeked out to SBA again. Hey, what can I do to continue? They would say, well, why don't you do one of the mentor protege programs where you become a mentor to a small business who's an 8A? And by doing that, that gives you access to being part of the 8A program. So that's what we continue to doing 8A work. And we just got our first 8A contract with that company that's a protege. They were able to get a contract because of things that we did together with them, and using our past performance with a particular agency, which is the Air Force, and they were awarded the contract. And in this case, they're the prime, and we're the partner and the contract. But basically, we are the mentor in this project, and we benefit both in terms of the revenues. So that is a way of continuing with the program. And so the SBA has been a great opportunity. The benefits are there. You just got to go out and reach them, and don't take no for an answer. Keep on knocking on the door. Get the phone numbers and the emails from the folks on the call, and follow up with them. I mean, get in touch with Luis. Have him help you. He'll set up. He's got plenty of time to help. Only kidding. He's very busy. But you know what? He'll do the best he can to get you in touch with the right people.
Well, Hernán, there's a saying that if you want something done, you give it to a busy person. That's how it works.
Well, you've been very helpful, and so has the SBA. And I appreciate Ed and Arlene for their support. And I met with some really great people. Some people are not there anymore, but some people are still there, and it continues. I mean, the SBA has a tremendous record, and during hard times like pandemic, I mean, money was made available to companies that suffered. I suffered, my business, we were doing a lot of entertainment work and everything froze for like over a year. There was no entertainment. Some of the contracts were canceled. So with the loan program, that helped us carry us forward. So I think there's great opportunities. People have to reach out, but make sure you got the contacts. You get the names and telephone numbers of the folks on this call.
And not only that, you can also attend the Puerto Rican Summit on May 15th through the 17th, Orlando, Florida. We're going to have the opportunity to meet with the Alan Thomas, who will be he's the original administrator for SBA, covering Florida, Georgia, and some of all the other states, as well as Marlene Cintron is expected to attend as well. And she's the administrator for New York, New Jersey, and Puerto Rico. Why Puerto Rico? Because Puerto Rico is very close to Florida, as you know. It is a territory. It does operate in the American dollar, if you will. And there are companies that are looking to expand. We have a janitorial company that is doing fantastic in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Now it's expanding into Florida. They're in Orlando. Now they have a contract here in Miami. And we just had a conversation the other day that it's time for them to register the small business operation with the county. And if you qualify and certify, in this case, Miami-Dade, could be in Orange County, could be in Osceola County or Jacksonville or Tampa, whatever the case may be. As long as you qualify, as long as you have your permits in place, you've been in business for 2+ more years, you have your insurance, liability insurance for a small business is very important. I mean, you'd be crazy to operate a storefront or a retail operation without liability insurance. Anything can happen, God forbid, of course. So at the summit, we're going to have a part of Puerto Rico, Florida, 2 markets that work for you. And we're going to have some success stories about how people are merging and operating out of their comfort zone, looking at new markets, new opportunities, new friends. And at the end of the day, that's what the small business is about. We are the backbone of this country. We are the ones that are creating jobs. We're the ones that are paying our taxes, if I can say that. And we're the ones that are making things happen. And I think it's up to the small business community to step up to the plate to help themselves. Very important, very serious, out of work. It's not easy. No one's going to handle anything to you. You have to make it happen. And if you have the passion, minority, African American, Hispanic, wherever you're from, Korean, Haitian, wherever you're from, doesn't matter. We're all here. We all pay taxes here. If you have the passion and you want to make it happen, you can do it. And these people like Ed Ramos and of course Arlene Fernandez in Miami and Hernan Gonzalez, who are doing an excellent job and providing. And Hernan's case, of course, is creating jobs, and Arlene and Ed are providing information. They will walk you through the process. They will help you to identify and make the necessary contacts to make it possible. We also have, coming from the Department of Commerce up in Washington, we have Willie Ramos, Willie Ramos worked for a commissioner here in Miami, Barbara Schuler, many years ago. And eventually the Obama administration brought him on board as an advisor for at the U.S. Department of Commerce. Well, he's back there now. He's working for the U.S. Department of Commerce, and he's the senior advisor to the assistant secretary for the U.S. Department of Commerce, and that's economic development. He manages the EDA, portfolio in terms of getting the information out. Good information about opportunities that are taking place throughout the country that we, as a small business community, can avail yourselves. And I believe that the summit will hold that opportunity. Plus, you have various Hispanic and chambers of commerce. You have the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida coming out of Volusia County. They're excited. They're moving forward. And these are communities that are willing to work with all, because at the end of the day, we all live here, regardless of where you're from. We all making an effort to provide for our families and our communities. And this is the way to do it, is to do the networking. Her and I mentioned the networking. Networking is so important. And sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone to make it happen. Well, this is one way of doing it. So, we thank Lourdes and we thank Miriam Martinez from Puerto Rico, who will be at the summit as well, who does small business management. And she's also the event coordinator for the annual Puerto Rican Summit, which, by the way, is in its 13th year. And I'm happy to be part of that initiative and that movement. So we're just saying that we thank you for taking time away from your schedule, for being with us. Talk to your bankers. They know who the SBA folks are at. they can make it happen for you as well. But you know, at the end of the day, it's up to you to make it happen, and I think you're going to do it. But this is the beginning. If anything, this is the beginning of the rest of your business these days. So thank you again, and I want to just let Ed Ramos say something also if he wants to in closing, or Eileen.
Thank you. I yield to the lady in the room.
Oh, thank you. Such a gentleman.
He's a politician. Don't listen. He's a politician.
Well, now based on the bio that I read, I imagine that you have known Ed for a long time.
Yeah, we're good friends, and believe it or not, and her and I mentioned this, and you as well, Ali, I've known you for a long time. You've been involved in the community affairs, you've been involved in community action, and you're very supportive, and I know you have your hands full, you have a lot of work and a lot of responsibility, but it's very important for people like you to continue doing what you're doing, because you have the knowledge, you have the passion still. So thank you for that. But Ed and I go back many years, and he's been very helpful, and he gives me a lot of advice. You would think you put together a conference like the summit. Oh, did I know it all? I don't know anything. I just know how to talk, and bring people together if I can. And I have a lot of passion for that as well, because I believe not only that if we can help ourselves, we lay the foundation for the next generation. And by laying the foundation, we do it through information. We pass on information. And that way, hopefully, they can move forward. A lot of the rich folks, they do it through, inherited monies. That's okay. We got to inherit information and pass it on. And so, and Ed has been very helpful with me, and I really appreciate our relationship. I would hate to see. He worked for a gentleman who, Eileen, you might have known him also. Remember Gil Colon? Gil worked in the SBA office in Miami as a district director under Pancho. I think his name was Pancho. Francisco, I forgot Francisco's last name, but he was perdón?
Marrero.
Oh, Marrero, that's right. Francisco Marrero, they call him Pancho. And Gil was very, very, very passionate also with his responsibility as SBA. He's the one that helped us push Hernine's application and others as well. So, and we see it. It can happen. The story is real. And so we just want to thank everybody for taking time away from their busy schedule to be with us. And I don't know if we have a question and answer period, how we're going to work that. But having said all that, I think this is a good opportunity for us to talk about our April event. Ed, and we're going to be having another webinar in April. And we're going to be inviting you back to the drawing board, if you will, and on another subject that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be sending out the notice soon. And leading into the summit in May 15th to 17th, is going to be held at the Doubletree Hilton by SeaWorld, so you can bring the family and enjoy yourself, at the same time gathering and doing some networking and getting some good information. Central Florida is a viable market. Puerto Rico is a viable market. South Florida is a viable market. North Florida, there are opportunities. There are opportunities that are available for those who are willing to fight for it. Regardless of where you're from, who you are, you can make it happen. The American dream is alive. I believe that is done through information, networking, friendship, developing relationships. And these folks at SBA have an enormous amount of information that can help you with your business. And locally, you can make it happen as well. I'm just getting a message here asking for the chat to say, okay, Monica Gonzalez is the one that's managing our chat group. So whatever Monica says, I'm with it. There's some questions, answers. Any questions? Yeah, 3 opportunities.
Sure. I mean, there's a couple of questions. I think Ed has kind of been taking charge on that in the chat. Somebody asked about Thrive and if you were in leadership and if you could apply. It is considered for Thrive, for C-level. So when you talk leadership, it just kind of depends on what you mean about that. So what I would suggest is you can always apply and in that interview kind of talk about that. Do you want me to ask some of the other questions? Well, I think you know, I guess for the benefit of the audience, and, you know, Ed shared a lot of information, but Ed, do you think that you can tell us how small businesses can access funding through SBA, and what advice you can give us to be prepared? I think that's a great topic and a great, you know, kind of wrap up if you want to address that.
Sure. So we have, as I mentioned, we have a program called Lender Match that is free to use, is available through sba.gov/lender match. And basically, before you go in there and try to find a lender, you need to have an idea of how much money you need. So you can use one of our resource partners to build your business plan or fine tune your financial projections. Or if you have an existing business, make sure that your financial statements are correct, because the banks are going to look at that and analyze what's the current situation. If you're acquiring another business, we have SCORE. They can help you put together a valuation of the business that you are trying to acquire to make sure that what you're paying makes sense. And then when you approach the lenders, you have an idea of what you need. The lenders are going to, when you use Lender Match, the lenders are going to respond to you. You'll probably get 3 or 4 answers, emails from lenders that know your industry and have an appetite to lend. Not necessarily they're located in Florida, but they understand the process of running your business, because they have done similar transactions in the past, and they will be in a better position to help you get the monies versus going into a lender that doesn't understand your industry, holds your package, as I said, for a couple of weeks, and then tells you, "Oh, my credit committee doesn't like these types of deals." I saw many entrepreneurs that had situations like that after the 911 situation, where they had restaurants, travel agencies, and other car rental agencies, and they went to the lenders, and the lender said, "Yeah, bring me your package. We'll take a look at it." But then after a couple of weeks, nothing happening, they will get it back to them and say, our credit committee decided that this is too risky for us. And in the meantime, you lost 3 good weeks or solid time that you could have used approaching another lender. So Lender Match reduces all of that, and you get down to the nitty gritty, and it's a free system that is available online. We have recruited over 5,000 lenders. And when you get a lender that wants to work with you, they don't necessarily have to be located in the state of Florida. They could be located anywhere in the U.S. or the territories, but they have a genuine interest in making it happen, so that you'll be assured that you'll be working with someone that knows your industry.
Thank you for that wrap up. And I'm sorry, Luis, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say a shout out to, we have a few people that I'm working with. We have Ralph Suarez, an advertising executive in Central Florida, was part of the committee for the Puerto Rican Summit. Has been helpful throughout the years. Good friend and a power broker in the sense of his achievements in that business. And we have here in Miami, Amina. Amina works with the Martin Luther King Economic Development Agency here in Miami, and she's doing an excellent job. Let me just tell you real quick, man, they run a program called Wheels to Work, and it's been very successful, helping local folks, obtain cards at a real program to help them, get back to working and contributing and making things happen for their families. So there are programs that Miami-Dade has a fantastic program that I wish the commissioners up in county and Osceola would take advantage of. That is the Mom and Pop program. In my district, you can get $10,000 if you qualify to help people get small business. So there are a lot of business opportunities out there. You just got to do your homework, and again, develop those relationships that are very important for your business and to make things go right for you. So we thank you. We thank everyone for taking time away. I said it 3 or 4 times, and I really mean it. But I'm happy that we're able to provide this service, at no charge. Of course, everything we do here is free because we get paid through our contracts, with the exception the SBA, of course. They get paid. We don't get paid, but you know what? They deserve it. So that's me. Unless you have anything else to say, I think we're about ready to close.
I was going to say that you plan to take this recording and make it available through YouTube through a portal assigned to the Puerto Rican Summit.
Yes. I think Monica. Thank God for Monica being as part of this team. We're going to be doing that, and we're going to have it available, and we're going to announce it.
Yes, we will.
Oh, there goes Monica. Hi, Monica.
I'm here. I was listening the whole time.
Okay. Well, thank you, Monica. Thank you for your work.
You're welcome, guys.
Finally, a question from my side is, what can the companies do to prepare for the summit? Is there something that you want them to bring, like business cards, capability statements, flyers, knickknacks for tables, or what?
No, I think just be willing to come by, join us at the summit, be willing to meet new folks, develop, some work your products and or services. Obviously, bring some business cards, so that is helpful. And just be ready to network and to see how much information you can obtain. And of course, to register. That's at www Puerto Rican Summit. If you can register in advance, then we can start talking about some of the subjects that are going to be discussed. And those folks like yourself, like Ed, and I hope Eileen can make it to Orlando as well. And also be able to meet some new faces and new opportunities. And just creating opportunities. It's up to you. It's up to the small business person to make it happen. No one can do it for you. You can do it. It's been done before. That's not a secret. But thank you, though. Thank you, Ed.
Yes, sir. And for the audience that still remains in the room, just a point of clarification that SBA is not the only federal agency that brings resources to help small businesses. Commerce does that as well, USDA, and there's many other agencies that have programs. Sometimes they do have grants. SBA doesn't have grants, but some of those may have grants available.
Well, I know the U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Agency, the EDA, they have opportunities for people to apply. So that's another avenue to consider, and we're going to have one of the major representatives to be the senior advisor to the Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Department of Commerce at EDA. They're the economic development folks for the U.S. Department of Commerce that really can work with the grassroots and the mom and pop sort of type of businesses. Again, it's like everything else. You have to apply and you have to qualify. No one can do that for you but yourself. So thank you to everyone. Thank you for your time. I think we're about ready to close, and we appreciate having this conversation.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Luis. Thanks for the information, everyone.